Let's continue our unit conversion discussion by looking at some additional example. I'm keeping the information that we have discussed in the first part of our unit conversion video up here on the screen as a refresher of our memory. In order to do unit conversion, there are two key things. One is the conversion factor and the other is the multiplier. And here's a formula that you can use to do the unit conversion from unit A to unit B. And again, we're still planning to use the inch to centimeter conversion to begin our conversion example. So in this example 3, I want to make things slightly fancier. I want to consider how can we convert 5 square inches into square centimeters. You can scroll down a little bit so that we have more space to write in. What I'm writing here on the screen is just another way of writing 5 square inches is equal to how many square centimeters. So it should not be much of a question in terms of what the multiplier is because it's 5 in the example here. Really the key here is to figure out what is the conversion factor that converts the square inches into the square centimeters. Okay, how do we want to think about this problem? To begin with, let's draw a square. Let's assume that the length of each of the sides of the square is 1 inch. So by definition, the area of the square would be 1 inch times 1 inch, and that's 1 square inch. Okay? And think about our inch to square centimeter conversion. So this square with each of the sides being 1 inch is actually exactly the same as another square for which the length of each of the sides is 2.54 centimeter, right? And this is by basically what's given here, which is 1 inch is equal to 2.54 centimeter. So the 1 inch side in the square is exactly the same length as a 2.54 centimeter side in this particular square. And the area of this square is basically 2.54 centimeter times 2.54 centimeter. And that's 2.54 square centimeter. So because these two squares are exactly the same in their area, then we have essentially 1 square inch is equal to 2.54 square centimeter. There you go. Remind ourselves for our definition for the conversion factor is basically 1 unit A is equal to X unit B. So in this particular case that we're dealing with, unit A is a square inch and unit B is square centimeter. So this 1 unit A being equal to X unit B is basically 1 square inch is equal to 2.54 square centimeter. So this 2.54 square is exactly our conversion factor. Great, so now we have both the multiplier, which is 5 here, and that's the y of the formula that we talked about in the very beginning. We also have the conversion factor, x, which is 2.54 squared. Okay, so then we can go ahead and do the unit conversion for 5 square inches. Okay, so 5 square inches is equal to 5 times 1 square inch. That's equal to 5 times 54 square centimeters. And the replacement here is basically based on our calculation for our square inches to square centimeters conversion factor. And if you punch all the numbers into your calculator, you will have 32.26 square centimeter. Great, so we have just found out the answer to our question. And this example actually tells us something interesting. We also have a little note here. Our note here is going to be saying the method and conclusion shown in the example 3 actually can be generalized. So we have another note here. If unit A to unit B conversion factor is x, then square unit A to square unit B conversion factor is x squared.